Well, hey there. I'm Sin Skillet, and I'm running some more redstone shenanigans. As I've been doing a redstone tutorial series, I thought maybe it was time to start thinking about things in a slightly different light and start putting some actual useful builds together. And I know for myself personally, one of the most annoying things in all of Minecraft is getting fuel so that I can cook things. And because of that, there's a handful of ways that we can accomplish things. And one of the solutions that some people utilize is bamboo, which you can see back here. This is a self-fueling furnace array. You can see it basically is not doing anything right now. And the reason being, bamboo is super inefficient. Okay, so if I want this thing to kick off and actually cook any of this, I need to be able to build a stockpile of at least 4 pieces of bamboo for every single thing I want to cook. So you see this one grabbed some bamboo, but it fizzled out. So in order to cook anything, I need to have at least 4 pieces of bamboo before I'll get anything. Okay, and so this, in theory, it's okay. I could just stack a whole bunch of these little automatic bamboo farms, which are very simple. You set your bamboo up, you set up pistons at the level you want to break the bamboo. So in this case, level 2 above the base. You can see it fires off here occasionally. Bamboo does grow fairly fast. You can see this design here. Because of the way it breaks, some of your bamboo gets stuck on the top. If you want this to become mildly more efficient, you could do a 2-3 piston setup or whatever. But anyway, once the bamboo grows up 1, 2, 3, or 2 from where it starts, so 1, 2, 3, the observer sees it. It fires off a pulse into my redstone here, which then powers the block it's on, and that fires off my pistons, right? So in theory, this is a great idea. Unfortunately, the speed at which bamboo grows with something this small scale just isn't sufficient to keep up with this. Okay, so I got to thinking about it, and I built this monstrosity. Right? And this one, it actually is only producing bamboo twice as fast. See, I've put 2 modules, one on top of the other. We still have the same problem. I could fix this. Instead of using water streams, I could come down another layer and use a hopper minecart collection system to then bring it over here. I'm just using water for the sake of simplicity. Um, but this, I can add as many of these little modules above it as I want. You can see there it goes, it fills up. And this has an interesting design feature right here through the back of it. Okay, this is a self-fueling smart furnace array. So right now, my chest is building up um, bamboo. As this continues to go, this will continue to fill. Okay, and it's simple, it's straightforward. So bamboo goes into here. That hopper fills this chest, fills this hopper, fills this chest, so on and so forth. And it's going to chain all the way down to here. And I've got a couple of hoppers that are set up right now, slowly filling up. So this thing hasn't been up and running very long. I just finished putting this together here a few minutes ago. But they're feeding into this dropper. Okay, and you can see right now this dropper's not doing anything. And that's because of the smart technology that I have put in the back here. If you've ever built a item sorting system or seen the one that I very briefly showed off in one of my redstone tutorials, then this should look semi-familiar. This works in reverse, but all of the same components are here. I got torch, redstone dust, repeater, comparator. So the comparator is looking into the hopper behind the furnace. And let's just pop this out. We can see that it has an item in it. Okay, so it's got a backlog of fuel, and the fueling system right now completely full in the furnace. So I can cook a quarter stack of something with what's in the furnace at this moment. All right. And actually, let's just turn it on. This hopper is on powered rails that'll go back and forth across my furnaces. So let's go ahead, take our stone, and we'll just fill this all the way up. All right, boom. Now, I could make this more efficient by putting in a hopper minecart loading system over here. I'm not going to do that today, but you can see what's happening, and I must have, yep, dropped some repeaters while I was building it. So now this is collecting items from over here, and it's dispersing them through our various furnaces, right? And you can see now that it's kicked off. This dropper has fired off. Okay, and here's how it works. So you can actually see this flashing. As long as there's fuel in every one of these, it will power the comparator. The comparator, or well, get a charge from the comparator. The comparator will send a signal into our repeater. Our repeater will send a signal into the block behind it, which will power our redstone torch. So these ones are all powered right now. And that will then light up our guy over here, right? But when it's not powered, it turns the redstone torch back on like it's supposed to be. And that sends my signal over here into this repeater, and this is a sticky piston. The sticky piston is directly underneath of an observer, and that's this observer right here. You can see once he's got some backup fuel over there, this goes down. And this observer is looking into this observer, and that creates an observer clock. All right. So as long as things are cooking, it will continue to fuel. But once it finishes cooking, and it's going to take a while now because I've got stuff in all of these furnaces, so it's going to take until that's done. At the bare minimum, it will keep kicking out items. Slight inherent flaw, if you stand too close, you can pick up the bamboo. Nothing I can do about that at the moment. I'm sure there's a workaround. I'm just not interested in finding it right now. So anyway, this is the heart of my machine, right? And up here, this will continue to collect bamboo perpetually. Like I said, I can make it bigger, smaller as I need. On my survival world, I've got a giant flying machine array that's collecting all of this. And then I've got a cactus farm that's feeding into the top of these. So I'm actually cooking things for perpetual experience that way myself. But this as a whole, it's simple. Super simple. Well, relative to a lot of redstone anyway. The most complicated part is actually the smart array back here. And really, it's not that bad, right? Comparator sees if I need fuel. If I need fuel, it stops sending a signal. My repeater stops powering the old block back here, which turns on my redstone torch and comes across. Now, here's the interesting thing about this. I could actually do all this a lot easier. And that's because, in theory, because of the way my fuel's coming across like this, the last thing to get filled up will always be this very last hopper. So I could set this up with just the one slice right here, so straight across right here, in a much smaller format. In fact, let's just set it up right now. So block. So I've got this guy coming out here, and he can literally, I believe, hold on, let me make sure I'm not crazy. No. Oh, I had this working earlier. Was it this way? No. Oh, right. Out. One redstone dust. And it can come across. So right now, because it's fueled, right, it's powered on. But instead, I could come across and boom, I put in a torch. So now I've reversed my signal, which is what I'm doing right here, right? So I don't need all of this. I could literally just attach this to the last hopper here instead. And once it's got fuel, it turns off until it runs out of fuel, which will be momentarily, and then it'll turn back on. And I can just feed this signal all the way back to the sticky piston, which is right here. Bada bing, bada boom. Suddenly, it's just done. It works. So self-fueling smart furnace array. And all of our redstone components, depends on if you count the powered rail or not. But we got that in our minecart hopper. We have a switch. I put one over here. The um, power signal coming off of this switch over here was actually one too short, as you can see. Huh, why did it turn them all off? Oh, because that one's off. Yeah, so we'll see. It's one too short right there, right? So I just threw another lever on over here. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. So that powered it all up. We have our hoppers, which of course are loading and unloading things for us. We're getting all of our fancy smooth stone. We've got a fistful of comparators, repeaters, redstone torches, redstone dust. And then of course up here we also have our observers and our pistons. So we're a long way from using everything that redstone has to offer. But we now have a super smart, relatively efficient, self-fueling furnace. And especially early game when maybe you only have, I don't know, a stack of iron to cook or something like that. Something like this is more than efficient. Even if you're doing a really big project, this could still be more than sufficient for most of your needs. As long as, you're just doing a little bit here, a little bit there. The 4 chests here, once they're completely full, is enough to cook this entire chest of stuff. But it's also spacey for volume, for obvious reasons here. I could have actually set all of this way down here and put a bubble elevator in to carry my items to the top of this to fill it up here instead. So that would have actually given me an additional 2 slices in the exact same footprint. So there's that. But the concept's there, the theory's there. Overall, super simple, super easy, and something that can keep you cooking for days, months, years, however it is you play to come. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I know it was quick. I know it was sweet. I wasn't really sure if I should build this live as I go or if I should build it all first and then show off the features so you can just come back and listen to me ramble to figure each part out. Both methods perfectly fine by me. I just didn't want this to take forever to build, and But anyway, if you like it one way or the other, hey, let me know. I would be more than happy to do videos in either method. It doesn't really make too much difference to me personally, as I really want to just help everyone out. So with that, hey, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Always love to hear those comments if it helped you out. Hit that like button. And if you plan on sticking around and learning some other weird stuff, hey, subscribe. You'll know when I'm doing it. Until next time, though, bye.